Okay guys, hopefully you enjoyed that super long time lapse we've just started off with, and yeah, we've got quite a bit done. And a quick little side note, the server has actually just updated to 1.17, so we currently didn't have access to all the new fancy blocks, but we do now. And with that in mind, I think going forward we're going to have to look at swapping a few things out, especially some of the older builds that we've already done. Might throw some deep slate into this wall, who knows? Or I might just leave it as like sort of like historical, I don't know, I guess, maybe. But it's something to look at for the future. So, what we've got going on here, let's just talk a little bit about these three buildings. So, obviously no windows or anything yet, we're going to do that in just a little bit. But we've got four little buildings. So I want this road to sort of curve around the side of this house here. So I wanted a smaller building, just sort of like, almost like attached to this one. I don't know what these buildings are going to be quite yet. But we're going to have a connecting point here. See, it's almost like a little tunnel going on down here, which is going to be cool. And I'm thinking maybe stepping this down to like this height, or maybe even to this height. I don't know yet, but I want something. I want like a change in height there. Over here, we've got this very odd building. A lot of work needs to be done to fix this. I saw a kind of cool looking picture and I kind of wanted to go for it. So what I'm going to do here is this is going to be a staircase leading up to the next floor, and this bit's probably going to be blocked off, but I'm not too sure, so that's why I've left it for now. And yeah, I'm not really happy with this building, but I thought we'd leave it in here because, you know, we tried something different. I like the idea of the trim though, so we've got the jungle planks and the black stone. I kind of like that combination together. The rest of it, not too happy with, but it's staying for now, just because it's a different looking building, isn't it? I think the best building we've got in so far is definitely this main one, the first one that we've done. But yeah, we're going to keep this one as dodgy and as derpy as it looks, because once, you know, all the other buildings are built up around it, you're not going to notice how odd it looks. And this whole build is meant to be like a mismatch of cultures and like build styles anyway, because it's like a central hub of trade for everyone in the world coming to trade with the dwarves. So it kind of makes sense to have a few dodgy looking houses. Like if every house looked the same, I think it would it wouldn't really get that feel of being mismatched and sort of built up over time. Whereas having this in here kind of looks a little bit like Viking-y, maybe. Like if you think about it, I know it's quite quite angular, but that kind of resembles an upside down longship, and then you've got these bits coming off and this bit here. And I wasn't even thinking that at the time. I was literally just building based off this image that I saw floating around on Discord and failed miserably at it. But now I'm seeing that, I was like, you know, we have a Viking settlement on the server, and this kind of looks vaguely Viking to me. So yeah, it kind of fits, kind of makes sense. So for the rest of this episode, what I'm going to do is build up this little pathway going up here, just so it's complete. Still not 100% sure what we're going to actually throw in the back here, but we're going to build the pathway up here nonetheless. And maybe throw in another building here, so we can start to see this road going along and we can see what's going on. I can't actually remember what I said was going to be along here, so I'm going to have to rewatch my own video and find out what was planned, because I can't remember. But we are going to come back in and detail up the rest of these buildings, possibly in the next episode, because these time lapses are going on quite a bit, and I kind of want to do it not through time lapse, through like just building and talking like old school Minecraft days, like a long 25-minute just build with you guys kind of video. And we're going to sort of roughly plan out interiors, poke holes out for windows and stuff, and put all the fancy decoration bits in so it looks a bit more interesting. And one last thing to talk about is this little tower here. I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do here. I just wanted something to break up the roof, and it's kind of worked out quite nice. So it comes in here, and we can maybe put a sorry about that. Put a small staircase up, and I've actually got this staircase actually works and comes all the way down. And I'm quite happy with the way it's turned out. And this goes up onto this floor here, and then again just goes down, and that's... Is that spruce? Spruce? Did I just not have oak on me at the time? So that needs swapping over. And then it comes down to the bottom floor here. Wow, this feels really small. Well, the more you know. And we might throw a basement in because we've got space and scope to do that, so we'll see what happens with that. Poke a hole in there. Hey! So yeah, without further ado, we're going to get into the time lapse over here of this little path to some sort of symbolic place over here. Not decided yet. And then possibly build up another house just on the corner of this road here, just so that we're starting to see a complete area, I guess, built up. And then by the end of that time lapse, I guess I'll come back and talk to you guys again. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on with this episode. This episode has taken me like a week to film, and I can't remember the ideas that I started with. So we'll see what happens. Alright guys, we're back and we are nearing the end of the video now, and I'm liking the way this is all coming together now. And we have our first, well not first because that's the first, but we have a straight building. And I thought it kind of made sense because it's on a bit of a corner. We've got all these curves going on here, so just the odd straight building here and there is going to be fine. I also used the cobbled deep slate, the first new block that I've used. I've only had access to it for this half of the episode, but we threw that in, and I think that's a really, really nice roof block. Looks like tiles, like slate. So yeah, we're going to be using that quite a bit more. This building, I'm thinking maybe it's going to be some kind of pub or inn for the people of the blacksmith guild. You know, maybe like the young blacksmiths that can come here, have a pint, go back to work, that kind of thing. These buildings we're going to decide in the next episode, or off camera. I'm going to have a little bit of a think anyway, and I'm going to start planning out the interiors, where rooms are going to go, where windows are going to go, and detail up all of these buildings that we've got going on. So at least from the front, it actually looks like we've got something going on. And then probably towards the end of that episode, I'll just do a time lapse of finishing off a few little bits, like here. We might turn that into like a flower area thing. Same over here. Just like tidy bits up and make it look a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more, you know, lived like a city, like it should be. This part, I really like the mix that we've used for the roads, and I might carry this on into like the square there instead of having it all just like the polished andesite all the time. Again, still needs detailing up. I've just sort of threw this in because I had the idea, and then as I was building it, I was like, I don't know what this is leading to yet, so I don't really know what the path condition's going to be, how fancy it's going to be, and that sort of stuff. So it needs slabbing up still. This all still needs detailing, but like I said, don't know whether it's going to be over detailed or not. And that will come when we decide what's going here, and that is going to be a good few episodes before that happens. See if you guys have any ideas in the comments, or just see if any sort of inspiration just hits me over the next couple of weeks. So that's going to be the plan for that. Yeah, and at the moment I'm liking the way this is going. We do need to play about with heights a little bit more, so I'm thinking maybe this main road, we want it to be a bit more gradual in its incline, going up to there. Here, we can mess around with the heights a little bit more. So like we've got the drop downs quite steep here. I don't know whether I'm going to keep that or if it's just going to be like a steady terrace coming down, if that makes sense. It drops down quite a lot over on this side, so it could be something to play with and could be quite fun. Along... Well, this is getting annoying. I've tried recording this part of the video a couple times now. This keeps happening. So we'll see what happens. Along this back wall here, it's going to be pretty much a straight row of houses. I'm not quite sure what the buildings are going to be yet. Probably just... I was thinking maybe like trade stuff. Because it's close to the markets over there. Maybe having this like as a trade street. It sort of gives purpose for people to come over to this side of the city. Like if this is where all the main trades are going on. And then over here is going to be sort of like the guilds and the church, and just this section in here will probably just be sort of townhouses, I guess, right in the middle of the city. I don't really know yet. Just sort of basic ideas, just throwing some shapes around, I guess. But I'm liking the way this is coming together. And like I said in a video earlier, it's not a large space now. These buildings are starting to take shape. We don't have a great deal of space, which is good because it's giving me motivation, seeing how much this has come along already, and it's also making us put stuff we need in rather than just overthinking it and throwing a million houses for the sake of a million houses. We can actually have, like, each building will have its own specific purpose. But I'm rambling on a little bit now. This is the end of this episode. Next episode, like I said, we're going to spend some time, a nice long video, I think. Lots of building rather than time-lapse. Just building up, planning the rooms out, and doing details like windows, chimneys, just extra stuff all around here. And then maybe to finish that episode up, depending on how long it gets, we'll just time-lapse out, making the surroundings a little bit neater and cleaner. You know, stuff like all this here, probably get cut back, maybe turn it into kind of flower bed area. Again, same over here. And just finish off the roads and connect everything up, and yeah, just make it a little bit nicer and cleaner. And then hopefully we can start moving on to one of the little streets going off. That's the plan. Whether we get there is another question. But that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.